I keep saying that Ondo is the real deal and that the market cap for Ondo will eventually hit $100 billion. I say this with so much confidence. The reason why I say it with so much confidence is because take a step back and look at what's happening around crypto today. What's like the biggest topics that we keep hearing about around crypto? And no, I'm not talking about stablecoins, but you could definitely throw them into the mix. Tokenization. A very simple word, tokenization. Most people don't really take a second to think about it. Most people outside of crypto don't really even know what it means. But tokenization is going to be a word that, give it 5 years, and almost everyone in the world will know what it is or have some sort of knowledge of tokenization. And I say this because we're starting to see the big move behind tokenization happen. That big move is the adoption phase. We already have, like $20+ billion on chain just from tokenization efforts. But that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. And if we're thinking about where we are at in just a couple years, projects like Ondo will be extremely valuable because they are crucial to the tokenization revolution. Today, Ondo is trading at 92 cents. I feel like Ondo has been stuck within this like 60 to 90 cent range for quite some time. And during this year, I have been fully locked in on trying to accumulate as much Ondo as possible, because when we think about these types of projects, they are blue chips. They are going to be crucial pieces for the future of crypto. Taking a step back and just going over here to this post from Ondo Finance, we have here Michelle Bowman, the Vice Chair for Supervision at the Federal Reserve. She said, "Change is coming." At the Wyoming Blockchain Symposium, she urged regulators to abandon their overly cautious mindset towards blockchain technology. Key takeaways: regulators must embrace blockchain's benefits, enhance speed, safety, and operational efficiency across financial systems. Now is the best time to lock in with ITrustCapital, where you could tap into their Roth IRA crypto-designed platform or even their premium custody account that allows you to hold crypto safely and soundly. You never have to worry about if your crypto is going to disappear overnight, because this is a closed loop system. Assets are held one-to-one off balance sheet, US-based live client service, institutional custody, tax reporting, and 24/7 365 buying and selling. I personally love the Roth IRA side of their platform. It's incredible, especially for tax advantaged trading as well as holding crypto. If you guys do want to tap into this, you guys are more than welcome to, utilizing my link down in the description below and my promo code as well, where you deposit $1,000 and they give you an additional $100 funding bonus. What are you guys waiting for? Sign up today. You won't regret it. Number 2, tokenization solves real problems. Faster, cheaper, and more seamless asset transfers compared to traditional infrastructure. Number 3, smart regulation is essential. Rules must be transparent, risk proportionate, and balanced to support both innovation and financial stability. The Federal Reserve's Vice Chair for Supervision, speaking on blockchain innovation, signals a meaningful shift towards pro-innovation cryptocurrency regulation in the United States. And yes, this is happening, right? We just talked about it in an XRP video where we were addressing how the real value of some of these major utility projects have yet to even hit this market. Because again, this space is unregulated. We're not even seeing the integration of blockchain on a big level yet. Big banks are not tapping into blockchain just yet. Yeah, you might bring up, JPMD, JP Morgan, it's basically a tokenized reserve. That's happening on base. So it's, it has to be happening, right? These are very, very small moves. The main thing that we are looking for here is full-on regulation of the entire market that will give the green light to big banks, institutional players, even the governments to integrate blockchain and stablecoins on a much deeper level. And this is coming, in my opinion. This is going to be happening. Now, if we do think about that, let's go over here, because it's not just regulations. The US is rapidly adopting tokenization. This week delivered significant moves from the SEC leadership, regulators, and major fintech companies, all making headlines in the tokenization space. Here's what you need to know. Number 1, SEC Chairman Paul Atkins mobilizes agency for crypto leadership. We are mobilizing at the SEC across our divisions and offices, said SEC Chairman Paul Atkins, committing the agency to President Trump's vision of making America the crypto capital of the world. Number 2, SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce is open to U.S. equity tokenization. She signaled this on a Bloomberg TV interview that she welcomes tokenization firms' efforts to tokenize the U.S. stock market and is willing to work with them. Number 3, Stripe is developing its own blockchain, Tempo, in partnership with crypto VC firm Paradigm. The fintech giant Stripe is developing Tempo, a high-performance payments-focused blockchain in partnership with Paradigm. The project will be led by Matt Huang, Paradigm's co-founder and managing partner, who also sits on Stripe's board. Circle announces its own Layer 1 blockchain, Arc. Circle has announced Arc, its own Layer 1 blockchain purpose-built for stablecoin finance. The chain will use USDC as native gas and boast a built-in FX engine, instant finality, opt-in privacy, and full platform integration, according to the press release. Because again, all of these steps are now being taken to realize in the value of tokenization at scale. Now, when we're thinking about this, we're also looking at what Ondo has been delivering. Let's start off with this. The tokenized US Treasuries market has grown 7,000% since 2023. That growth is driven by 3 key factors. Rising demand for 24/7 access to USD-denominated assets. Number 2, increased need for liquid short-duration cash management solutions. Number 3, growing recognition that tokenized US Treasuries are stablecoins with yield. Ondo's US Treasuries products alone grew 120% in 2025, signaling that the trend is just beginning to accelerate. And yeah, it is. And Ondo is a big piece of this puzzle. Again, a lot of people are not focused on what Ondo is doing at this point. But then also, we got this. Oh yeah, that's right. September 3rd of this year, markets are going global. Well, what can this mean? Well, I think that we know a little bit about what they're about to launch, which we'll go over here in a second. But first, let's talk about this post that they posted again on the 22nd, quoting this post: stocks ETFs on Ethereum. Believe in something. Again, Ondo is accelerating the tokenized revolution of stocks, ETFs, and so much more, bringing it to some of the largest networks in crypto like Ethereum. And this is a part of the global markets push. That's right. The same global markets that continues to expand almost every single day. This is that Global Markets Alliance. And again, this is comprised of 30 plus industry leaders working to align standards for how tokenized stocks and ETFs move on-chain, strengthening the Alliance's vision of transparent, efficient, and globally accessible markets. And this is officially launching, that's what I'm at least getting from this post, on September 3rd. Guys, Ondo is the real deal. Now, on top of this, we did hear about what they're doing slightly with global markets. Here we have a better approach to bringing stocks on chain. There is instant connectivity into these traditional liquidity venues to make sure that people can always mint and burn these assets at the same price as is available in traditional markets. This is from their own Ian Debode, the chief strategy officer at Ondo. Listen closely to this video clip about what they're planning and what they're doing.
The way that we have now built our platform that we will, launch very soon, is that when you want to essentially acquire a stock on chain, our model does not rely on on-chain liquidity to make that happen. When we do not rely on these on-chain DEX pools like some of the other providers, the way that we have set up our platform is if a primary purchaser wants to acquire, let's say, $1 million worth of Tesla, the way it works is that we can instantly mint $1 million worth of Tesla at the exact same price as is available on the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ on chain the moment you send us stablecoins. So there is instant connectivity into these TradFi liquidity venues to make sure that people can always mint and burn these assets at the same price as is available in TradFi. As a result, even when people deploy liquidity pools on chain, people are going to be able to arb down these prices. But even more importantly, you do not have to rely on those on-chain liquidity pools, those on-chain DEX pools, in order to actually get the stocks and ETFs.
Now, we also got this clip as well with Ian, and this is from the Pump podcast, where they were explaining how tokenization is unlocking U.S. capital markets for the world. Tokenization is unlocking access to the world's most important markets. It enables global access to assets people want but can't easily get. And once on-chain, they become programmable, transferable, 24/7, and usable in DeFi. Check this out.
What I want to do is I want to ask you all the questions I hear people that are constantly debating this, starting off with, why the heck do we need tokenization? Doesn't the stock market work perfectly well? What is the purpose of doing this?
I love it. Appreciate you asking the question because it's the number one question I get. We believe tokenization is helpful for two things. Number one is enabling global access to an asset that people want, but historically have struggled to get access to. The second reason is tokenization enables you to put something on chain. Why do people want their asset on chain? Because they can also use it in DeFi, primarily as collateral. So putting something on chain just enables programmability, 24/7 movement of the thing. It becomes a better version of the asset than it can be in traditional rails.
But I want,
and this is happening with global markets. And it kind of reminds me of what Robinhood was trying to do, right? They launched their stock tokens. They revealed a layer 2 blockchain and even expand it in the EU and the US. Now, the thing about Robinhood that's a little bit different here is that when we compare it to what Ondo is doing, and I think that this is a great post actually from Rendoshi1, we have Ondo, global markets, and Robinhood are converging in the same direction. The end goal is tokenizing all financial assets. Ondo trades at 30 times lower the market cap than Robinhood. The advantage Ondo has is being crypto native and partnering with leaders in the native ecosystem. Over 127 partners so far, including leading centralized exchanges, DEXs, DeFi, wallets, chains, and bridges. And they only continue to expand more and more and more with partnerships like, for an example, this one with Dune. This is only heating up more. And Ondo is becoming even larger. This is why when we think about all of the moves being made around this space, how this change is, coming, this is being warned by, a player at the Federal Reserve. Like, think about how crazy that is. Okay, the Federal Reserve is now telling us, yeah, change is coming. It's happening. Like, we need to embrace blockchain. We need to tap into tokenization. We need to tap into smart regulation to make sure that all of this becomes a reality. And players like Ondo benefit the most because they are constantly building, they're constantly expanding. That's why when we think about Ondo right now, you know, it's sub $10 billion in fully diluted value. Market cap wise, sub $3 billion. The upside potential on this thing, I really do think is substantial. I think that we're going to come back to Ondo in the coming years and say it was such an obvious play, yet most people just completely fumbled the ball. Because again, when we look at Ondo today, it's the real deal. It's a blue chip. It's a crucial piece of the future of tokenization and crypto. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.